Here we have the G4 Doorbell Pro and the Smart Chime in conjunction with it because I recently finished my basement and I sometimes miss doorbell rings when I'm down here because there is no chime. Okay, so getting into the unboxing experience of the G4 Doorbell Pro, you can see it's wrapped in this plastic here. We'll get this off. And get into what is included in the packaging of this device. Very Apple-esque unboxing experience. There's an embossed QR code here to get started, so scan that and it'll get you going. Let's move that out of the way. Right off the rip, the doorbell is presented here with a protective layer on it. Let's move that off to the side here shortly and get into what's included. There is a metal plate, base plate. So if you're gonna mount this flush to your doorbell area, this metal is gonna do the job. There's also an angle bracket in here as well. This is plastic, so you can have this either way. So if you needed to face it that way, it would have that way or the other way. So that exists. Getting into a guide. There's a guide with a bubble level included. So you can get this thing squared away and mounted appropriately. There's also some accessories included as well. There's accessory mount screws, and then there's this safety unlock that is paired with the included mount screw. It's in there, and that's it for the box. Then there's these included low voltage adapters that aid you in mounting your G4 Doorbell Pro much easier. You just take these and slide them in on this end, and then you take your low voltage cables that go to your doorbell and plug them in here, and it makes your life much easier. And then you have your doorbell chime splitter. So if you have two doorbell chimes with this thing, you can split off to another one and have that run to the second chime. That's why I have this, because I don't have a second chime, and then this is adapted to your mechanical chime. So here's an opportunity to take a look at the physical differences between the two in hand. You can see that the G4 Pro, which is this, and the G4 are much different in stature. The G4 Pro is much larger and wider than the G4. The button seems to be the same. The clickiness on the G4 Pro is a little bit more pronounced, and it just feels better than the G4. This one feels cheaper than that. So there's also this included like NFC thing, as well as like a fingerprint scanner, I think, that they're trying to go with here for their access pairing and system with the Protect. And that exists on this as well, and the screen is much larger on the G4 Pro. Then, if we take a look at the bottom here, you can see that the light illuminator LED right there on the G4 is looks like it's a little bit smaller than what it is on the G4 Pro, and then you got the camera sensor on the bottom for the package identifier as well. Looking at the bottom of these two doorbells, the release here is just a plug and play off of the base plate. So you just would push that in, and then you could take that off. With the G4 Pro, there's a little bit added security because there's a security screw that you could install on this to prevent or deter against any theft. Turning it around to the back, you can see that there's some differences here as well. There's just the reset button there that's smaller, and then the reset button at the top of the G4 Pro. And then if you remove this little weather guard thing, you can adapt a USB-C for Pro. I'm going to reinstall that so I don't forget or lose it. And that's pretty much it around the back. Looking at them on the sides, they don't look any weirder. So with that, you can tell there's some substantial differences in physical build of these two. So one final thing I want to take a look at is weight, because the G4 Pro is much more heavier and built. It just feels much more sturdier. That weighs 9.3 ounces, and this plastic body that is much smaller is 4.7 ounces. So that does it for the physical in-hand comparisons between these two doorbells. Let's go ahead and move on to getting the G4 Pro installed and adopted to my UniFi Protect system. Here's a sample of the G4 doorbell, video footage, same sensor as the G4 Professional. One thing that you're going to notice is the car that's going to pass. You're going to hear that noise, that sound on the road from the tires. It's pretty substantial. I'm wondering what it's going to sound like on the G4 Pro doorbell. So this being the footage from the G4 doorbell, You know, there's lots of videos out there on this. I've done videos in the past on this, and it does a fantastic job. One thing that you will notice is that my porch is set up to where it can kind of recognize packages, because the delivery men never really bring it up here and then place it like right here. Sometimes they do, and that's why I hope to address that situation with the G4 Pro, because it has a down-facing package camera. So with that said, what do you think of this footage? You let me know with a comment down below. As you can see, it is exactly the same sensor. When I stand in this type of lighting conditions, when it's bright and sunny outside, the conditions here is that it's a little bit warmer than when I shot the sample with the G4. You can see that there is balancing going on with the exposure because HDR is enabled on the G4 Pro. You see my face is a little darker, and that's due to the clear skies and the bright sun outside. These are where people traditionally stand when they ring my doorbell or whatever, but when you get close, you can see that it exposes my face appropriately. Along the lines with the packaging, you can see the packaging camera or the camera sensor down below has a much lower frame rate, and it's only there to capture or notice that there has been a package placed. With that, I will say that over the couple of months that I've had this in place, there are some false positives because of the stark contrast of what my floor mat is. When I turn on the lights or whatever, I think that that's a package. I would say that it does a good job, or a little bit better job at suppressing the traffic noise behind me. And that's just my opinion, especially when I'm talking to somebody at my door. That's pretty much it with the G4 sample footage with the sensor. Like I said, they're exactly the same between the two. Would say that this one kind of does a little bit better job, but maybe that's just a placebo effect in my, from me using this or upgrading to it. That's pretty much it for the sample footage on this and the package camera there. I like this much better. I think this one is much more sleeker. Does a good job at notifying me at a timely manner and stuff like that. But I would say that because Protect always pushes out updates and things just continue to get better. So I wouldn't say that that's kind of a fair comparison. One thing that I will recognize and kind of tell you about in this video is I forgot to capture some G4 night footage before I disconnected it and put the G4 Doorbell Pro into this. So if you are considering the G4 Doorbell Pro for upgrade, this is a sample of the nighttime footage of the G4 Doorbell Pro, and you should be able to compare this to your G4 if you have it already. So, because again, I forgot to capture it months ago when I took it down and put this up. So let me know what you think of the nighttime performance of this thing. It's got 2 IRs, so it does a really good job at illuminating this really dark space. Sorry, I forgot to capture the footage from the G4 previous to that to give you kind of a direct comparison between the two. Again, let me know what you think. Let's get into the Smart Chime. Very Apple-esque and unboxing experience here as well. Looking closer at the Smart Chime, you can see that there's this really nice fabric that has this plastic overlay of the UniFi logo there, or Ubiquiti logo there. Going around to the side, you can see that there's a reset inlay there, so you just take a SIM ejector if you needed to reset this in any way. You can see the Wi-Fi symbol there as well, and there's this nice matte finish to it, and it feels great in the hand. I can't wait to get this plugged in and adopt it to my Protect systems. One thing I forgot to mention is that there are indicators on the connection strength of the chime at the top near the Wi-Fi symbol, and it will signify how strong or how weak the signal is for the chime. Luckily, I have an access point pretty close to this chime, and it works out pretty well. And the chime is pretty pleasant. I'll go ahead and demonstrate that in here now. Within Protect, you can set how many times you want it to chime upon hit of the doorbell. Anyways, this is the UniFi Protect Chime, and I think it's a pretty good implementation of something that you can quickly add a chime in an area that is not readily accessible to your doorbell chime. Pretty neat little implementation of something that is pretty rather affordable. Wrapping up this video, the UniFi G4 Doorbell Pro emerges as a standout choice in the smart home technology realm for me, particularly for those aiming to avoid subscription fees while securing top-notch performance and innovative features in a secure smart doorbell. Priced at $299 at the time of this video, this device transcends the conventional notion of a doorbell, embodying a pretty sophisticated piece of technology that is crafted to elevate your home security and convenience while avoiding those subscription fees. It also means a lot to me that all of my footage is in my own hands. It doesn't go to the cloud, nothing's out there floating around, it's all encased within my home. Now that could be a bad thing, especially if you consider like having offsite backups or require that type of stuff. But for home security, I think UniFi is hard to beat. The G4 Doorbell Pro is equipped with an 8 megapixel CMOS sensor on the main camera and a 5 megapixel CMOS sensor for the package camera that shoots at a low frame rates. This doorbell guarantees high quality images and videos, as you saw in the sample footage a little bit earlier. If you want to go back and re-review it, feel free to do so. It helps my engagement and my watch time. A standout feature that prompted my upgrade to the G4 Doorbell Pro is its enhanced package detection camera. This thing is tailored to detect packages that are left at your doorstep. This camera provides peace of mind, and it also gives you notifications when deliveries arrive. The integrated display enables you to see and communicate with visitors using the integrated two-way audio system on this thing, as well as kind of put a custom message on the little screen. Moreover, the G4 Doorbell Pro boasts improved HDR and low light performance. However, it's kind of the same as the G4 because it is the same sensor. But in that, it is guaranteeing clear and detailed images, even in the, like challenging lighting environments or conditions. It has a dual IR sensor night vision setup where it allows that IR blaster to reach out to around 20 feet or 6 meters, and that further enhances the image clarity at night or where there is no light to be had. What distinguishes the UniFi G4 Doorbell Pro is its programmable display. Although in its current version it is limited to text customization, I really anticipate an expanded customization option from Ubiquiti on this one, such as the ability to upload custom images or even create your own and upload GIFs or GIFs, however you want to say it, for the display on the doorbell, and that is currently not available on this version of the software on the G4 Doorbell Pro. I would suspect that UniFi would add that to the Protect systems shortly, but I've been using the G4 Doorbell Pro for a couple of months now, and I haven't seen any notes or updates pointing to that direction, but I do hope that they do add that feature set. Especially, it'd be nice to add your own image or something to there. You go into Photoshop and crank out a GIF and then throw it up there, like welcome or something like that. That dog is cool and all, but I want to have more customization available to me or afforded to me for this doorbell. With advanced AI event detection capabilities and seamless wireless connectivity with UniFi Wi-Fi Auto Link, the UniFi G4 Doorbell Pro stands as an intelligent choice for those seeking to upgrade their home security system and add a little bit more peace of mind to ensure that you're capturing what it is that's actually being notified to you on your smartphone or something like that. The false positives create this false sense of security, or you ignore things that may actually need your attention. And I think UniFi does a good job at allowing you to customize push notifications as you deem appropriate. Whether you seek to bolster your home security or add a dash of convenience to your daily routine, the UniFi G4 Doorbell Pro delivers on all those fronts. UniFi also offers the G4 Doorbell Pro PoE kit. That's priced at $379 at the time of this video. This provides a more reliable connectivity option. The Pro PoE kit doorbell includes integrated power over Ethernet or PoE and a PoE chime for a much more involved installation process because it will take quite a bit more effort to do so. The Pro PoE kit comes in either white or black to match your home's aesthetics, and it would add a little bit more flavor or choice to those of you out there that have light colored homes as well. I do see the black option drawing in a lot of heat, especially if you have like a west facing house where your door catches the brunt of the heat
in the afternoon, especially in the summer times, and I could see this doorbell heating up pretty easily. I'm lucky enough not to have that in my setup, but it is something you should consider in your purchase of the G4 Doorbell Pro. Before I close, I must disclose Ubiquiti was kind enough to send the UniFi G4 Doorbell Pro out to me for testing and review, so without them, this video would not have been possible. And a huge thanks to them for supporting me and content creation here on this channel, because I love UniFi's equipment and I use it for my internet as well as my camera system. If you're interested in watching more about how I implemented the Protect system on my house, I'll leave the video linked in the description. If you're interested in pricing and availability, I will link you to the UniFi store. That is not my affiliate link. Just feel free to check that out if you're looking for more specifications or you're looking for more answers to your questions when it comes into regards of deployment within your home. Well, that about does it for me in this one. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, you know what to do. Thank you for taking the time to watch. I am Tomas, and I'll catch you in the next one.